You ever knew someone in your life, no matter where they go, trouble always seems to find them? Or maybe they find trouble? Well, that guy's me. I'm Patrick Tuschka. I'm half Irish, half Choctaw. I grew up between Brooklyn and Oklahoma. I was raised by my mother and my grandfather. My mother in Brooklyn, my grandfather in Oklahoma. I ended up having to leave home at 16 because I had an abusive stepfather. I took a Louisville slugger and beat him so bad I'm pretty sure he was dead. So I left and never looked back. I didn't want to go to Oklahoma to my grandfather's house because I knew that'd be the first place they'll look for me. So I just traveled around, taking any job I could, making sure it pays cash. 16, 17 years old doing grown men job. I finally settled down working in kitchens in the New York area. Honed my skills. I was pretty good in the kitchen by 19. I was running major kitchens. Unofficially, though, the cooks would never admit it. But without me, things wouldn't run as smooth as they was running. By this time, I was residing in Queens. Queens is a pretty tough place, especially for a guy if you don't have any fighting skills, no crew, or no one who's going to back you up. You could be eaten by the wolves, and the wolves love easy prey. I ended up joining the martial arts slash MMA gym with a few guys. They was kind of intense, but I liked them. Group of good guys. I knew a few of them for coming to the restaurants I used to serve. So it was easy for me to make the introduction, and they took me in as one of their own. Gave me the somewhat loving name of Cook. I hated that name. Out of all the names in the world, why I had to be Cook? All the other guys had cool nicknames. Like there was Nico. He was the unofficial leader of the group. Nico was a tense guy, built like a block of steel with a stare that'll back down a bear. I've seen his fair share of death and destruction. Nico's not the type of guy that'll just open up and tell you his feelings. But after a couple shots of bourbon one night, we had a long conversation. He said he'd done 4 tours in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, may not have been in Iran. He may have or may have not seen bin Laden take his last breath. He'll go to his grave saying whether he did or he didn't. But we all know he did because he loves to talk about it when he gets drunk. But no one's bring it up to him because he's Nico. Now Nico's the type of guy, if he's loyal to you, he always have your back. Whether it's a fight in the bar or whether your lady has something to say about you, he's just not gonna go for it. And what we had in common, he was also Irish and Choctaw. His mother was a Choctaw, and his daddy was an Irish gangster that ran with Whitey Bulger back in Boston. So he always had tales about that. Now, Nico's right hand man was this black guy named Trigger. Now, picture if Shaquille O'Neal and King Kong had a baby and he was mean as a rattlesnake, you would have Trigger. Triggers was an ex-Marine from Macon, Georgia, very religious. He kept his King James 1611 edition Bible everywhere he went. He always spoke on the word. Trigger's real name is Ezekiel Mosby III. His grandfather was an apostolic preacher, and originally he was from Nigeria. Trigger always said his grandfather fought real evil, not the things we see here in the States. He speaks of witch doctors and shamans and people turning into all sorts of animals. So one night I asked him, was werewolves real? He just looked at me and got quiet. He said, we really shouldn't speak on these things, but if someone who's willing to take their depravity deep enough and give their soul away to the dark magics, they're able to do anything. He even speaks of a kingdom under the sea called the Marine Kingdom. I was wild. I say, so you telling me mermaids and the Little Mermaid are real? He looked at me with a frown. He said, that's a joke. He said, mermaids are real and they will kill you dead just as fast as anything on this earth that you know, faster than a lion, faster than an elephant. You think you know what's going on, but it's things on this earth that you have no idea exist because you have been conditioned to believe what you were taught. You don't think for yourself. You don't wonder why it's million of cultures have the tales of the same type of creatures, the same type of entities, because they're all evil spirits, all demons, all fallen angels. It's all one thing, evil, complete evil. You can't fight evil with evil. You can only fight evil with good. That's why I fight evil with the word and with my AK-47. Now, these guys didn't only just do MMA training. They went to the shooting range every week. And when I mean shooting range, they didn't have targets. These guys actually went out into the jungle or the woods or whatever you want to call it and had simulated warfare with simulating real-time events of what could happen. It was amazing to see. We go out, we'll be out 2, 3 days. Sometimes we'll camp out, and one team will have to find another. And the object was to capture the other team. Or sometimes they have a flag we had to capture. But it all was simulated warfare. I ended up being trained, well trained. I was a natural shooter. I was a natural stalker. So the guys took to me fast. They even let me start drawing up the missions. We had a great time out in the woods, but all good things must come to an end. One day, we was out and we was scouting for the other team, and we was walking down the trail and we stopped. And we had this one guy I didn't tell you about House. The House is a big old white boy, 6'11", 375, pure steroid field intensity. He doesn't care about anything. House played for the Ole Miss Rebels, but he got kicked off the team because he kept failing the steroids test. House swears up and down the last steroid test he failed wasn't even his urine. He said he got played. He paid a guy $75 to pee for him, and he was using steroid. He said after that, he just joined the military, went straight to the Marines. Said the Marines made him a better man. And after the Marines, he joined the private sector. He said the private sector is much better because it's way better pay. So you don't mind losing your life. Is it going to pay you for losing it? He said, I was in the Marines. I was willing to lose my life for basically minimum wage. Now at least I get paid $250,000, $300,000 a year or even more. The house is from Meridian, Mississippi. His grandfather was also a preacher, but he was a Pentecostal preacher. House is having sort of a faith crisis. All the blood that's on his hand, all the blood that he shed, he said he don't see God letting him into heaven. But I told him God can forgive you for any sin. You just have to repent and ask for forgiveness. He said some of the things he done, he don't even think God will forgive him for it. I told him, only thing can't be forgiven is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. He said, yeah, I know, but it's still hard. Now let me take it back to the day in hand. I don't mean to sound cliche, but it was a gloomy, rainy, foggy day. Now everyone was mad because I'm prepared for this amount of rain. While we were tracking through the rain, trying to track things, it was impossible. It was flooding, it was muddy. The creek that we had passed over has risen by 7 feet. There's no way we can get back that way. So we were steady going and we losing path. House finally stopped and said, wait, do you hear that? And we heard a low breathing, but we couldn't tell where it was coming from. It's so dense in here beside the little trail that we was on that's getting real muddy, you can't see anything. But we hear heavy breathing. Then it just stops, like they notice us listening. So we said, maybe it's a bear or something. But like, no, a bear would run. Like maybe it's a big deer. Like, no, a big deer run also. So House just say, just keep your eyes open. He says, so where I'm from, it's close to State Line, Mississippi, and they have what you call wood boogers. And some of them are harmless, but some of them are crazy as batshit. They'll try to harm you and kill you and run you out of their place. They're real territorial. If you run up on a wood booger, the best thing is to do, back your way up out and don't shoot. Whatever you do, don't shoot at them. Oh, hell, don't shoot my ass. If I see one of those summer bitches, I'm going to blow his head smooth off. Now, that came from Jack. Jack was the craziest one of the crew. Jack was a crazy-ass white boy from Corpus Christi, Texas. He always talking about hunting wild boars in northern Texas or hunting down pythons in the Everglades. He even talked about hunting men in Afghanistan. Jack was a pure D fool. Mom and his sisters all live in Texas still. He sends money backs to make sure they're okay. Now, Jack is sort of a believer too. But Jack said his mom made him attend church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. He swear every day of the week they was at the church for something. He said he still loves the Lord, but he's tired of church. So he hasn't attended church in 20 years. But now Jack is a stupid fool. Jack would do anything for adrenaline rush. He skydives, he surfs, he does anything to bring him closer to death. So when he says he's gonna shoot at one of them wood boogers, I believe him. Now I'm mentioning this, House got quiet. House says, Jack, let me tell you something. If there's one, there's 20. And these aren't regular things. If you shoot them, you better hit them right. And you better hit them good. And you better make sure they're down and they stay down. But more is coming, Jack, and we have to get out of here. They know where they are. We don't know where we at. If you kill one of these things, you could believe we'll be at war. So if you shoot one, everyone better load in real artillery. None of these fake bullets. Everyone, real ammo. Now, lock and load. No sooner have we done that, a large branch came flying through where we are and almost hit House on the shoulder. Then there was a loud, intense roar. When I say a roar, it was more like a sonic blast. You felt it in your chest. It made your teeth hurt. It made your blood boil. I have never heard anything like it. Jack got a look on his face like, oh, shoot. I'll say, I thought you was going to shoot. Jack said, God damn it, give me something to shoot at. I will shoot. All I heard was a roar. Everyone's looking around, so we wanted to try to make a plan. That's when Nico finally spoke up. Nico said, I faced these things many times. We actually used to hunt and track clans of them in Alaska. I got paid a pretty penny to hunt down Bigfoot and bring back their bodies. We all just looking at Nico like, what? You bullshitting. Nobody hunts Bigfoot and bring back the body. He's like, yeah, the government has a special operation with a special group of guys, and they pay them to go find cryptids that people don't think exist. Bullshit. So what else exists? Nico said, if I tell you that, I had to kill you. So we all just smirk and laugh, but we remember what's going on. We had to get back to the situation at hand. We're walking through this muddy way, and we're steady going down the trail, and we're hearing things shadowing us to the left and to the right. So it has to be more than one. It's at least two. And it seems like they're funneling us to a certain spot. We're all walking down and everything's get quiet. And next thing you know, the atmosphere is shattered by gunfire. Fly, 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 fly. We look back. Jack's jet letting loose. Man, what are you shooting at? I saw him. I saw a wood booger. That son of a bitch is big, at least 14 feet tall. Now we all spooked. Instead of running, we got back to back. Nico pulls out this radio that we have never seen and start talking in it. Yeah, we have contact. Send in the team. We have them. Trigger just looked at him, said, you son of a bitch, and punched Nico dead square in the jaw.